Colorado lawmakers calling for change after a CALL7 investigation. We were first to uncover crimes at schools going unreported, and since then, we've heard from parents across Colorado.
He got into a fight and he said he bloodied the kid's nose.
At schools across the state,
my son was bleeding all over the place.
Children assaulted on campus.
I was never comfortable feeling that he was truly safe at school.
Under the No Child Left Behind Act, schools must report these incidents to the state. But our CALL7 investigation found all too often that doesn't happen. Last year alone, Denver police reported more than 100 arrests or citations for assaults at schools that reported no assaults to the state.
It leaves the public with very little information about what's happening.
Kevin Wellner, executive director of the National Education Policy Center in Boulder, has spent decades researching school reporting laws across the country. He says the public needs accurate, comprehensive data about school violence.
It allows us to ask very important questions. What's going on here? Right? But we currently don't have the data available in terms of the reporting to answer that question.
Wellner Center conducted its own discipline reporting study in 2012, finding Colorado's system, despite its flaws, was still better than many other states.
But that speaks less to how good a job Colorado is doing and more to the large neglect across the country of these issues.
Right now, I think we have a problem.
Democratic state senator and former Adams County school teacher Rachel Zenzinger says our investigation showed her Colorado's systems need improvement.
You know, read the story and watched online and thought, yeah, we have a problem here. What are we going to do?
Zenzinger says the first thing to fix is how the state defines incidents.
Are we too broad in some areas? Do we need to be more specific?
We found statewide last year, schools reported nearly 80% of all law enforcement referrals, incidents serious enough to call police, in categories that CDE itself defines as less severe, including detrimental behavior and other violations of code of conduct.
Do we need to be more specific, and how specific do we want to be before we end up having another issue of underreporting, overreporting? We've got to find the right balance.
I appreciate you for digging into this.
Zenzinger may find allies on the other side of the aisle next legislative session.
I think what we need to do is revisit the laws that were passed, make sure that we have legislative oversight.
Republican State Representative Polly Lawrence agrees it's time for a change.
We have a choice of where we send our kids, and we want to make sure that we're making that decision based on all the information available.
Both Zenzinger and Lawrence say their first step will be getting people together from schools, the state, and even parents to talk about the changes that need to be made going into next session.